to send us something that is going to give benefit for me and for you and for anyone who is listening. He is our Shaykh, Alhamdulillah, Dunya and Akhirat. His Shaykh is the Sultan al-Awliya. Continues from there. We are pulling ourselves out from every kind of mess, every kind of fitna, every kind of misunderstanding, and we are continuing our way, just as we had always continued our way, with no changes, taking from those holy ones until the day that we die, inshallah. We are not here to claim anything. We're here to do the work. Alhamdulillah. With their permission, our work load is getting heavier, and we are continuing with our work. We're not letting anyone to stop. What is our work? Our work, it is to prepare ourselves first for death. That is our work. To prepare ourselves to be ready for death. If anyone who says that these words that we are saying, it is false, and it has no connection, it has no spirituality, it has no guidance, it has no irshad, now we say good luck to you. Then what is love? Talking about it. Death, that is something that Shaykh Effendi, taking from Shaykh Maulana and continuing in that way, concentrating on us. Remember death. First, before you think Mahdi alayhi salam is going to come, before you think this is going to happen or that is going to happen, the most important thing is to prepare ourselves for that death, which we don't know when it's going to come. It may be this second, this minute, it may be the next hour, it may be tomorrow. The believer must keep death very strong and very close. He must prepare for that, for the angel of death to come at any minute. Like what Shaykh Effendi is saying, the Turks, they were saying, when you go to sleep, to know that death is under your pillow. It is so close to you. And when you wake up, to know that he's standing right in front of you. If we are sincerely, as believers, sincerely thinking like this when we go to sleep, that we may die. There are thousands who go to sleep nighttime and they never wake up. They made all the plannings. They have all the program. They have everything that they say they want to do. But they are not prepared for that and they don't know. We remember death. And we try to remember death often. Like the holy ones, they are saying, if you remember death 40 times a day and you die on that day, angel of death comes to visit you, you will not be questioned. You will die as a shaheed. Whether it is Ramazan or not Ramazan, whether it is Laylatul Qadr or not, that is something that we have to keep alive. And as believers, as murids of our Shaykh, night time, last thing that we do before we go to sleep is to make one sajda shukr, thanking Allah and asking Him for forgiveness and saying, believing and praying, making the dua that if it is good for us, for our lives to be taken tonight. That means we're preparing ourselves for the appearances of death every night. If it is good for us, for that life to continue to serve you, to serve Allah and His Prophet, to become better servants. And if a man is sincerely doing that, it's impossible that all these nonsense of this world is going to touch him. It's impossible he's going to have depression. Because that is a balance. You understand? That is the balance. The balance is knowing that as much as we are breathing in and we're breathing out, the one who is controlling our breath, we are not controlling our breath. There is someone who's controlling our breath. There is someone who's giving us that permission to take the breath in and permission to take the breath out. And if we are not understanding, and we are not appreciating this, when there is no balance with that, when we think that we are controlling our breaths, that's the time we will not be ready for this world and what it brings. Definitely will not be ready for the grave, and we're not going to be ready for the hereafter. There is someone who's controlling our breaths. And to understand that, Allah is the one who's controlling it. And if He does not give us permission, we cannot take one breath in. If He doesn't give us permission, we cannot exhale. In this month of Ramazan, where more we have to think about what the reality of this world is, what the reality of our nafs and our desires are, what the reality of our ego and shaitan is. The more we understand that, the closer we come to Allah. This is not the month that so many people are celebrating. Of course, this is a month we should celebrate. But celebrate like what? Just to be ha-ha-ha and happy and to be sunk more into the dunya, that when the night time falls, everyone is just circling around everywhere, forgetting Allah, forgetting Prophet, forgetting Ibadat, and just to hang out whole night. So many are doing that, isn't it? What is this month for? This month is to keep the balance in believers, in mankind. This month is to teach us that this dunya and our desires, our ego and shaitan, they are not real. What is real is Allah. What is real are His orders. And when we follow His orders, we find life that time. As so many correctly, they are celebrating Ramazan because it gives them life. They are looking forward to the fasting. They don't care so much for the eating and the drinking. But they are looking forward to the time when they can pull themselves out from this world. Pull yourselves out from this world, and in order to enter into a different world, the real world, always you have to go through the doorway of death. Always. Not eating and drinking and doing all these things. Yes, during Ramazan, we are forbidden to do that. And you know what? When you die, you can't do it either. So we are understanding what a little death is in this month of Ramazan. That we enter into a different world. And this world that is locked in our five senses, this world that we only see and touch and feel and taste, and this is only the lowest of the world. This is not the real world. And in order to enter into that real world, we have to detach ourselves from this world, from this lowest existence. And the Ramazan, it is balancing everything and giving the opportunity for the whole world, for the whole ummah, for everyone, young and old, rich and poor, to have the nearness and to have the opportunity and to have the access to that world and to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is not only given to intelligent people or scholarly people or young people or people. It is open for everyone. Unbelievers are still not going to, non-Muslims are still not going to understand. Thinking that Ramazan is a time that we torture ourselves. How are you going to explain? So you cannot explain. You can experience. How can you explain to someone that once you try to pull yourselves away from your animal characteristics, you start to discover your spirit, and it's giving you a satisfaction and a reality that is completely different and is giving you a real life? They are not going to understand until they experience. But you know what? Fasting has been prescribed for all earlier nations too. It's only in the second Jahiliyyah that the mushriks, they're not understanding. It's only in this second Jahiliyyah that non-Muslims are not understanding fasting. Allah is saying we have prescribed fasting for every generation, for every nation. To all earlier nations, they have fasting. Different way, different forms. Because it is something that is necessary and inside of mankind. It is intrinsic. It is inside of our faith, of our spirit. That for the spirit to be free, for the spirit to understand and to pull down that energy, it has to let go of its animal characteristics a little bit. And more you let go of your animal characteristics, more you're going to be higher, closer to the angels. You can go higher than the angels. In the old days, unbelievers understand this too. Yahudis understand. The Jews, they understand. The Christians, they understand. Because they used to fast very strongly when they were holding on strongly to their faith. But in these days, Jews don't understand. Christians don't understand. So many Hindus, they don't understand. Buddhists, they don't understand. And the meaning of it, so many Muslims don't understand. What is the meaning of fasting? Because the fasting and the month of Ramazan has come to only to be busy with having fun and entertaining yourself. Yeah, we celebrate. We celebrate here at the Dargah all the time. But you know by yourself when the balance is off. You know by yourself when you're just busy. So many countries, they're busy now in this month preparing for Eid. And they enter into Ramazan to prepare themselves for Eid. Being busy what to cook, what to wear, being busy what to buy, being busy shopping. Isn't it? Yes, we should celebrate, we should wear new clothes, we should cook something special, but when it becomes extreme, when you pass your limit, that halal can become haram. When you pass your limit, the halal becomes haram. Water, it is halal, but you cannot drink it during the daytime in Ramadan. It is haram to you. You pass your limit. You say, I want to drink in the month of Ramadan. I don't care. Like so many foolish scholars, they are also advising, saying that it's okay, hours are very long. Prophet didn't know that there's going to be Muslims living in all these different parts of the world, that they're going to have such long daylight hours. So we're going to say, you can take sips of water here and there, or you can shorten it here and there, because one scholar is saying this. You're not understanding. You're calling yourself Ahl Sunnah. There has to be an ijma. At least there has to be an ijma. There has to be a consensus. Now, there is no consensus. We're living in the life of selfishness and individualism, where every scholar is out there just to promote himself, not Islam. And one scholar saying something, he doesn't care if there is a consensus or not. He says, I am a mujtahid. I am the one who's going to make a fatwa. I'm free to do anything, to say anything that I want. So when they enter into that kind of mess, they enter into that kind of category that the Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, the Akhir Zaman scholars, they are going to be the worst under the dome that Allah has created because of the fitna that they make, and the fitna is going to circle around and come back to them. And Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam, one of the jobs that he's going to do, yes, one of the special jobs that he's going to do is he's going to come to this world and he's going to take his sword out and he's going to cut off the neck of 70,000 scholars of this nation. Those ones who are busy day and night just making confusion. This is not the month of confusion. This is a month where you have to be more balanced and more free to pull yourself out from the confusion. Find somewhere quiet. Think. and worship to your Lord. Understand that at times the blessings will come. Understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, knows and understands, and whatever that is given to us, it is until Judgment Day, and this is something, the benefits of the Ramazan, that is for everyone. Inshallah Rahman, we take this benefit and we're not going to lose it. Inshallah Rahman, we're going to take this month of Ramazan to give us more balance in our lives. Without this month of Ramazan, if we are not going through this month of Ramazan, there's not going to be any balance. Not mentally, not spiritually, not physically, nothing. Take this month to be a month of balance. Don't take this month to be a month of extreme. We should not be busy, again, with so much that this world has to offer, with the desires, with just eating and drinking. We should be busy more to come back to ourselves. The Ramazan is teaching us that, to come back to our own reality. That our own reality is not this world. That our own reality, it is not our desires. That our real reality, it is to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa min Allahu tawfiq, al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.